guys, it's Emma here. So today I'm going to be doing a video about moorings and if we ever feel unsafe with them and what makes a good mooring. But let's go. So we recently moored at Orthley Junction on the Stafford and Worcestershire Canal. So we moored here for a few days because it was near shops and there was also an Amazon pickup point, and also I needed to get my laptop fixed because there was a few issues wrong with it. Although this mooring was convenient, there were some times that we felt like we had to be a bit careful. Sometimes in the evening there'll be quite a lot of people out and motorbikes going along the towpath. So we made sure we did our shopping early in the mornings. In these sort of moorings we do obviously feel like we have to be a bit careful, but we do feel safer with the dogs around because they do make quite a lot of noise when somebody goes past. So on some boaters' Facebook pages, boaters will warn other boaters about like certain moorings and telling them maybe you shouldn't moor there. But we'll generally moor at those moorings because they'll be more convenient for shops. But generally when we're moored at those sort of places, we just won't leave the boat as much and just keep our ear out for more things. So in moored at these type of moorings, you just have to kind of trust your instincts and just be prepared to move if you feel uncomfortable. So how we decide on our moorings depends on certain things. So it will depend if we want like a quiet sort of middle of nowhere spot where not a lot of people or boaters are around. Another will depend on if we want to be around certain facilities or shops, or if we want to be near other boaters, like in Nantwich when we knew there was a storm coming, or in Banbury when we broke down. So another mooring is kind of like bad internet moorings. There was this one mooring at Narrowboat Junction where the Wi-Fi was actually really bad, so we only stayed there for a night. So I thought I would show you what we use to moor up. So we generally try and look for moorings that have arm coat. So this is arm coat right here, as you can see. It's basically a metal sort of side, and those things are called diver pins. This is what they look like. This one's a little bent, but what you can do is you can just hook them in and then tie the rope around this bit here. So we generally like mooring on arm coats since like getting off the boat or anything like that, it will just be a bit more safer and also easier, so we have less risk of coming out. But if you can't find arm coat, we'll have to go for pins like this. Where we got the boat, the Canalpost Canal, we had to use these quite a lot, so we luckily know kind of how to use them. But what we generally do is if we can't find an arm coat mooring, we'll try and find a mooring that's not shallow and we can try and easily get off. So what we'll do is we'll pin this into the ground with our mallet over there, and then once we've pinned this one in, since it has a hook, we can hook rope through it. And the reason we have this plastic bag is just so people can see the pin a bit more, so nobody can trip over. So once we've put that in, we'll put this pin through this little hole again into the ground just to secure the pins. The pins are the more likely to come out since it is just pinning into the ground and we don't really have huge amount of strength. We do personally prefer using diver pins because if we do come out, we can risk losing our pins, and also it's kind of hard to tell when you're floating out. You'll only notice if you kind of look out the window. So we could be out for like half an hour, and we wouldn't even notice. So we'll either suddenly notice by looking out the window, or somebody will yell at the boat to say, oh, you've come undone. So we definitely like arm coat more than pinning in, but we obviously do it when we have to. Also, when we were on the Canalpost, there we had to generally pin in quite a bit, so we had to use our gangplank, which was obviously not too fun, especially with sort of really far out moorings if they were shallow. And then we have our favourite moorings, which we've been really lucky to find. So there were ones on the Thames. There was the one in Thrupp, which is one of our favourites. And we're just lucky that we get to choose our own different moorings for any situation. So I hope you liked this video. Don't forget to give it a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you're notified every time I do a video. And comment on my social medias, my Patreon, and my Gmail, thenarrowboatgirl@gmail.com, if you have any suggestions for me. And I also do have a canal post address if you would like to send me letters. But yeah, see you later. Bye!